Coming up on today's episode of PSN, we are dishing out awards. It's a PSN Awards. We're celebrating the top athletes, moments, and teams of the year. You won't want to miss it. Let's get started.
Welcome to Parasport Nation with Alex Smyth and Nathan Clement.
Welcome into Parasport Nation. As always, I am your host, Alex Smyth, and I am joined, as usual, by my co-host, Nathan Clement. Nathan, how are you feeling giving out some more hardware for athletes who have already been reining in and raking in quite a bit this year?
I can't wait for today, Alex. It's going to be amazing to celebrate all these remarkable athletes and humans, and especially what they've done on the big stage, whether it be Paris or other events throughout the year in 2024. It's just going to be incredible to celebrate sport.
Absolutely. No better way to wrap up the year than handing out some hardware. But before we get to that, you have one last PSN update for us.
Now, the PSN update.
The frigid temperatures of Finland couldn't cool the heat by Canada's Paranordic team as the nation's best athletes continue to deliver impressive results. In the 1 kilometer sprint classic, Natalie Wilkie carried her strong momentum, securing a silver medal, while Marka Rands claimed bronze in the sprint. Racing will continue throughout the week for Canada. In blind hockey action, the puck drops for the Carnegie Cup at TD Place Arena in Ottawa, where the Aces and Mercuries will face off in a 3-game series from December 20th to 22nd. Admission is free for those in Ottawa, and for those unable to attend in person, the games will be streamed live on YouTube. Game 1 gets underway on Saturday, December 20th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, and that's the PSN update.
Thank you very much, Nathan, for the PSN update. Now it is time for the first, hopefully annual, PSN Awards. We have 5 different categories. This was voted on by members of the community, members of the PSN team, and members of AMI. So it's not just from Nathan and myself. This is a community vote. The first award of the evening goes to the top moment of the year. These nominees for this category are Nicholas Bennett, who captured a total of 3 medals at the Paris Paralympics, and he was also named co-flag bearer for the closing ceremonies and Swimming Canada's Male Athlete of the Year. The women's sitting volleyball team winning the first ever Paralympic medal for sitting volleyball. Really a rallying cry for the team and the sport across the country. Greg Stewart coming out of retirement to defend his gold medal in shot put in Tokyo Paralympics and winning gold again in Paris. And Brianna Hennessy coming through winning silver, the first medal in para-canoe in Paris, and breaking down emotional on the stands on the podium being awarded the medal. And the winner is Brianna Hennessy. Let's welcome her in now. Brianna, congratulations on winning PSN's Moment of the Year. How are you feeling? How does it feel to be given another award, especially for one that was such a personal moment for you, winning that silver medal?
Oh my God, I feel like there's so many incredible moments at the games, and being one of the last events, I got to watch most of my teammates compete. So I was a pretty huge fan of the other athletes, and I got to take all that in. So it's absolutely an honor for sure. I was so happy. What wonderful news. For me, it was a super emotional moment. I don't know if I talked to you guys about this before, but when my mom passed, she had left me a card saying that she would be with me in Paris. And it was the last thing that she wrote for me. So it was super overwhelming, leading up to those moments, because I knew she'd be there with me. And I talk about her being, coming down the race course with me or whatnot. But I feel like just overcoming how many times I just wanted to give up and how hard it was on my family and how close we are. And still figuring out some way to pull something together or make something stick. In those moments, I think, there's that picture of me crying on the podium. And honestly, it's a huge release of just kind of holding my medal up to the sky that she was looking down at me, super proud of me. So yeah.
Brianna, firstly, congratulations on the award. We spoke with you recently, and you were also nominated for Best Female Athlete of the Year as well. You were a finalist for that. I got to ask, and I got to know, since we last spoken with you, you were in Paris for the Women's Wheelchair Rugby Cup. How was that experience? How was it over there?
Oh my goodness. Well, we talk about how, especially on the Paris side, that bringing the countries together means so much more when you're people with disabilities, right? And, how the power sport and how it unifies us when we're playing with our country. But in my case, I was on an at-large team. So I was playing with, athletes from Germany, Switzerland, Japan, and South Korea. So talk about bringing the world together. Honestly, the communication barriers were huge. But just that passion of sport that we all came together and we figured that out, and we figured out our own code language and how we could play as a team. And we somehow pulled off the silver medal, there were 6 other full nations there, which was honestly the most nations we've ever seen at a World Women's event. So it was pretty exciting. And, just having everyone together and how much it's growing on the women's side of the sport was super fantastic to see. I missed, celebrating with the rest of the Olympic and Paralympic athletes in the House of Commons. The day I had to fly out was a very tough decision for me to make, missing that part of our celebration. But I feel like, for me, there was something in my heart I had to be there to represent as well, for the movement of that sport for women. Yeah.
Well, congratulations once again, Brianna, and best of luck in 2025. Hopefully you have a bit more of that magic left from the run from last year, and you can carry it forward with you.
Thanks so much, guys.
Our second category is Top Debut, and our nominees are Alex Hayward in his debut Paralympic Games. In Paris, the cyclist won the bronze medal in the 3,000-meter individual pursuit. He also won a pair of bronze medals at the World Championships in the time trial and road race. Cody Forney. Forney won gold in the T51 men's 100-meter and 200 meters to become a double gold medalist in his Paralympic debut. He has also won a silver in the 100-meter at World Championships. Sebastian Masabi. The 19-year-old claimed gold in the S4 50-meter freestyle race in a world record time in his Games debut in Paris. He is the first Canadian to win gold in the S4 class. He also set a number of Canadian records. Reid Maxwell. Canada's youngest Paralympian, Maxwell, who turned 17 on September 2nd, won silver in the men's 400-meter freestyle S8 final at the 2024 Paralympic Games. And the winner is Alexander Hayward. Let's meet him and get his thoughts. Firstly, Alex Hayward, congratulations on winning Debut Athlete of the Year. It's been such a treat and privilege being a roommate with you and seeing your success grow, whether it's Pan Ams in 2023 or even going into 2024 with all that you've accomplished. What has that growth been like for you as a cyclist and as an athlete?
Honestly, it's all a little bit of a blur. I mean, we joined right around the same time. We kind of came in bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and then realized there was a real possibility of maybe going to the Paralympics, and things got pretty serious pretty quick, I think. And so, I still actually catch myself, even this week, like just really trying to digest the fact that, we sat in that hotel room and decided we would maybe want to try to go to Paris, and did it, and then won some medals, and, so it's a lot to digest. But yeah, it's a bit of a blur, definitely.
Alex, for you, when you reflect on 2024, is there a specific race, medal, or competition that really kind of stands out for you as most memorable or your favorite?
Well, I mean, I think the obvious answer to that is the winning the medal in Paris. I mean, I think that's the easy answer. But before that, I can remember a time trial at I guess that would have been our second World Cup in Belgium. I had just come off a pretty good first World Cup in Australia, but a lot of the heavy hitters weren't there yet, and it was kind of a make or break year as far as sizing each other up, I guess. And everybody was there in Belgium, and I still ended up on the podium, and I remember thinking, like, holy moly, like, this is real now. Like I got a serious chance at maybe standing on a podium in Paris if the opportunity comes. So things started feeling a little bit real after that one.
Alex, we thank you for coming on, and congratulations on being debut athlete of the year. It's amazing to see everything you've accomplished and can't wait to see what you do in 2025.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate the recognition.
On to our next category. It is the top team of the year. The nominees are the women's sitting volleyball team, who won their first ever medal at the Paris Paralympics, the men's para ice hockey team. For the first time in 7 years, they captured gold at the World Championships, beating arch rivals, the United States, and also claiming silver at the recent Para Ice Hockey Cup. And the last nominee, the men's wheelchair basketball team, narrowly missed out on the podium as they finished the 2024 Paralympics in 4th place. They fought hard to qualify for the Paralympics, including winning key matches after going winless in the round robin. And the winners is the women's sitting volleyball team. Let's get Allison Lang's reaction to the win. Allison, congratulations. Thank you for coming on and representing the women's sitting volleyball team as the team of the year. When you look back at this past year being a part of that team, is there a moment that really stands out to you as one that is really special or really encapsulates what the team went through this year?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to reflect back on. It was such an incredible experience. I'm so happy that I got to go through that with my teammates. There's such an amazing group of women. It's been a challenging quad as far as training and competitions go. And I would say that, in our preliminary round, we faced Brazil in our 3rd game and we lost to them. And it was really hard on us. They are a very competitive team and someone that we go up against quite often, being in the same zone. And it was really hard. And I think my most memorable or proudest moment being with my team is still pulling through and going and seeing them and having to face them in the final and then winning and getting the very first medal for sitting volleyball for Canada. So that is huge for me.
Allison, congratulations, and congratulations on all your team success, and even in your own journey, stepping away from the sport and coming back, and now being a Paralympic bronze medalist is quite the ring and quite the title. How has this journey been for you, and what does this group of women mean to you?
First of all, thank you. That means so much. This group of women means more to me than anybody will ever understand. It's more and goes beyond just what sport presents. As this team that shows up to compete together and train together, I really struggled with my disability identity growing up, and I'm super open to talking about that now. And it was honestly this group of women that pulled me out of that really dark place, and they made me see disability in such a positive light, and they became people that I aspired to be like, and everything that I wanted to be as a confident disabled woman moving through life and then also moving through sport. So this group, I can't even describe the meaning, but I'm really happy that I get to do life with them.
And Allison, this is the first chance we've had to chat with you on the show. What does 2025 look like for you?
For me, I've already started training with my regional coach, which is super exciting. This year, I think for me, I really want to spend more time with my friends and family. I mean, my team has dedicated so much time to travel this last year and a bit, even longer than that. And, slowing down, but also still having that reconnection moment. And then we'll dive back in for LA coming up quite quick. So
absolutely. Well, congratulations once again to you and all the members of your team. Have yourself a wonderful day, and thanks again for chatting with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our next category is Top Female Athlete. Our nominees are Danielle Doris, the 21-year-old swimmer from Fredericton, won gold in the women's S7 50-meter final. She was also named New Brunswick's Co-Athlete of the Year along with Alexander Hayward. Tess Rootliff, the Canadian swimmer, hit the pool in the Paralympic final for the first time since 2016 and brought back a silver medal in the women's SM 7 200-meter individual medley. Brianna Hemesy, on top of her historic silver at the Paris Games, she won double gold at the Paracanoe Pan American Championships in Montevideo, Uruguay. Aurélie Rivard took gold in the 400-meter free, silver in the 100 free, and bronze in the 50 free to increase her games medal total to 13 podiums. She won the Female Swimmer of the Year Paralympics program for the 7th time. And our winner is Aurélie Rivard. Unfortunately, Aurélie Rivard is not able to join us today, but as a former teammate of her, it is absolutely incredible to see what she's done in her sporting career and just continue to be an amazing advocate for women's sport, and just recently had a pool named after her in her hometown. Alex, what is it like to have someone who's won medals from London all the way going to Paris now, over 4 games? What is that like to have a Canadian athlete like that?
It's incredible. It shows the longevity of excellence and the commitment to excelling in your sport for literally over a decade. It is absolutely tremendous. And the great thing is, it doesn't seem like she's finished quite yet. She still has more competitive fire in her. So we'll add this one to all those other great accolades that she has racked up this year. But now, it is time for the final award of the show, the top male athlete of the year. The nominees are Mark Arentz, the Canadian para-biathlete, continued his winning ways to open the World Cup season, taking home gold in the men's standing 7.5 kilometer sprint event in Finland. He also captured the men's overall World Cup title last season after going undefeated that season. Austin Smyth, at the Paris Paralympics, the Canadian wheelchair sprinter, returned home with gold and bronze medals. He also broke the world record in the T34 400 meter and 800 meter at the Grand Prix in Paris. Greg Stewart came out of retirement to defend his gold medal that he won in Tokyo 3 years prior. And Brent Lakatos, who earned silver in the men's T53 400 meter and won the men's T53 800 meter race. He finished the Paris Games with 2 medals to make the lucky number 13 for a personal medal tally over 6 games. The winner is Greg Stewart. Let's get Greg's instant reaction. Greg, thank you so much for joining us. We are honored to name you as part of the PSN Awards, PSN's Male Athlete of the Year. It was voted on by our PSN community. How are you feeling?
Man, I had no idea. But really, that's amazing. Wow, thank you. I am shocked. I am quite shocked right now. So, that's really cool. Thank you. That's the best way to describe it. I didn't know that. Thank you. I'm just grateful that, athletes like myself, Nathan and stuff like that, are just striving to, perform at their best, but also recognizing when times are challenging and when times are difficult, consistently pushing through it. Stepping into that vulnerable failure place and just know that we can get through it. So, if we can lead by example, awesome. But thank you. It's an honor.
Greg, congratulations. You're an incredible leader in the mental health space, especially with your Mindful Mondays and so many other aspects, being thoughtful, being mindful of every aspect. For yourself, retiring, then coming back to sport, what has that journey been like for you getting to this moment in Paris back in September?
Yeah. When I chose to step away in 2021 or 2022 and then deciding to come back, it was a real challenge at first. Well, at first, it was a challenge all the way until competing in Paris. But a lot of the focus this time around was, we have an incredible team around us. We have people here to support. But most importantly, you're an older athlete. Let's allow ourselves to rest. Let's allow ourselves to just further recovery so that we can perform at our best. And I just found that to be such a healthy cycle, especially in the mental health side, because when I went initially into it, I was like, I have to perform just like I did before. I have to do the same programs, everything like that. But it was so different this time around. And taking that time to stop, to take a deep breath, to recover, I think is what led to a lot of success this year. I've told most people, I would say like the 60-40 this year, 60% of it was me recovering, just resting, not actually training, not actually doing anything other than resting the mind and body. So yeah, it was a really fun journey, really incredible journey. I worked with incredible people. Patrick, my new coach, he absolutely crushed it. Joint effort, physiotherapy, did an amazing job of supporting me all the way through it. But then also, honestly, Nathan, like teammates. I know you and I have very different sports, but again, you continued to lead by example on and off, the track. There's a lot of incredible athletes out there that are just supporting people along the way. And so, yeah, coming out of retirement was a blessing. It was hard, but, we took the time to allow good things to happen.
Yeah, it's very incredible, just the athletes and the people we have in Canada. And you're a champion of so many regards and so many aspects. And really, I know the whole village and the whole Canadian team was overcome with joy when we saw you win that gold on September 4th. It was a very special day and a very remarkable day. And do you maybe want to just tell our viewers and tell our listeners the breakdown of what went on that September 4th when you won your gold medal?
Yeah, absolutely. What a lot of people don't know is September 2nd and 3rd were really challenging times for me. Coming back and then feeling that sense of needing to defend my title was really, really hard. I think it was one of the hardest experiences I've ever had as a competitor ever. But then to wake up on September 4th and feel nothing other than the joy of the sport, the joy of the people, the volunteers, just being there. One of my main focuses when I was competing on the 4th was actually to shake the hands of the volunteers that were there during the competition, because if they weren't there, we wouldn't be competing. And I think it was a really, really cool experience to just be there and just surround yourself with like all the love, all the people, even the competitors. I remember times being like, hey, this could help me throw further, even though I'm competing against you. But this is, how can we continue to build and be better? And so, yeah, September 4th, stepping into that circle, throwing my first throw of, that was like 1563 and then building up to 1638, went a real long ways. But yeah, I think there was just a lot of gratitude that whole competition. Just being able to experience that, in front of a crowd, right? 30,000 people there. It was unreal. For the listeners and whatnot, just close your eyes and just think of, amazing times that you've experienced in your life, and, same thing.
Well, Greg, congratulations once again. Best of luck in 2025, and hopefully you can have some more rest days built in as we wind down the year.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's to everyone, and I guess I'll see you next year.
Well, Nathan, it was a successful first year of the PSN Awards. There were many great athletes. One, I want to give an honorable mention, you. You had a tremendous year, not only medaling in Paris, but your world championships, the numerous accolades that you racked up this year. Like, when you reflect on your year, what comes to mind for you?
It's a lot like what Alex Hayward said earlier. It's something that just doesn't seem real at times. And it's something that is such a gift and such a privilege just to be able to go to my second Paralympic Games in a different sport, let alone win a medal. And it just really brings a level of excitement, of possibility, because you have, and in the award show today, you had amazing ambassadors for sport like Allison Lang, Alex Hayward, Greg Stewart, Brianna Hennessy, and even Orly Rivard. And it just shows that the Paralympic movement is in such a great place and in a great spot. And now as the calendars turn to from 2024 to 2025, it's going to be really exciting to see what all the winter athletes do leading into Milano Cortina in 2026. So it's going to be really, really exciting just to see where we're at right now. We're entering a Paralympic renaissance where we're getting the media, we're getting the visibility, we're getting the opportunities for athletes, and it's just really remarkable to see everyone really starting to get the flowers and light they deserve.
Absolutely, the future is bright in parasport, but that is it for us for 2024. Thank you for watching and listening to PSN. We'll catch up with you in 2025.
Thanks for tuning in to Parasport Nation. Like and subscribe to the channel to follow us now.